The Heaths to Sea Landscape Recovery Project, which will be delivered by Clinton Devon Estates, focuses on the lower Otter Valley, a diverse landscape of heathland, agricultural land, villages and woodland, covering approximately 4,500 hectares. Our vision is for this landscape to be nature-rich and ecologically healthy, whilst also supporting food and timber production, net zero and access needs. 2 years of planning, working with our partners, with local land managers and with communities, will result in a financially and environmentally sustainable long-term management plan for nature restoration and productivity across this incredible landscape.
The Lower Otter Restoration Project reconnected the lower part of the River Otter to its floodplain and made massive gains for nature through creating lots of rare intertidal habitat. What we're trying to do with the Heaths to Sea initiative is to build on that further and actually enhance nature throughout the landscape, connecting the source of the tributaries of the Otter down to the ocean. Clinton Devon Estates is the lead for this project, and we're also the majority landowner, but there are multiple land managers, including tenants, and we are working with them to understand their needs and priorities, and what we hope to do is to deliver both nature recovery but also the things that society also wants, including timber and food.
So we'll be looking at integrating different environmental stewardship techniques into our farming system, but also releasing some more marginal areas of land with a less agricultural productive value completely away from the farming operation for tree planting, rewilding and those type of projects.
This farm's been arable for the last 100 years. We've been grazing cattle around it for the last 7. The difference you see in the fields where they've been, the difference in soil life, in insect life, in bird life, you know, swallows sweeping over the cowpats, and the way it all works together is absolutely unreal.
So the Pebblebed Heaths are on the top of the hill, and then as you come down through the agricultural land, you've got the Otter Estuary on the river mouth. And so what's really important is connecting all those nature spaces together to make the whole landscape really permeable for wildlife, so wildlife can shift between those spaces.
Floodplains are naturally very dynamic and they flood after heavy rainfall. They also support a lot of very wildlife-rich habitats, things like wet woodland, beaver habitat, ponds, reed beds, grazing marsh and so on. And what we're hoping to do with this scheme is to get some of the original functionality back for these natural systems so they're able to store water more, but also to recreate some of those habitats that have been lost through centuries of draining.
Well, the key species we've got here need less intensive arable rotations. They need grass, extensively managed grass, and they need more room to live. So, you know, if the Heaths to Sea is offering sort of those sort of things, I think it'd be a massive benefit for the wildlife we've got here. We're, you know, growing a patchwork of crops, different fields, loads of beneficial insects helping us out, loads of wildlife here. And the wildlife quite likes food, surprisingly. If you grow food, it does encourage wildlife. So, you know, our organic system works quite well, and I think will fit into the nature recovery scheme pretty well.
It's really important with a project like this that you can monitor success, and the best way to do that is to measure what you have and how that changes over time. So we're currently in a phase of baselining everything we have, the habitats we have, the species we have, and also how the environment is functioning, including storing water. And so we can see how that changes, and that hopefully we can demonstrate that we've got the benefits that we were hoping to achieve.
Working together to identify areas which are more marginal for agriculture, but which can provide significant benefits for nature, is a win-win. Areas like the slopes of Otterton Hill, which could become a species-rich haven for woodland and wildlife.
So as well as woodland management, we'll be looking at opportunities for woodland creation, looking at the landscape as a whole and where woodlands can be used to maximise the multiple benefits, timber production and carbon sequestration, biodiversity and connectivity enhancements, and water quality and flooding mitigation.
So as well as being really important for nature, our reserves are really important for public access. We support hundreds of thousands of people to come and use them, but it's really important that we support them to do that in a way that doesn't undermine the whole nature of the site and the reason that they're coming here to enjoy it.
So Bicton College are keen to be involved in this project because for us, we are custodians of a very old estate. It's a Grade 1 listed estate that sits in the centre of the project. Building on the back of the work that's already been done with the lower Otter restoration, it makes complete sense for us as a college to be involved, and with developments we've got going on at the college, we can bring a lot to the project as well as gain a lot from it. So the advantages from the college's perspective is it can embed within our curriculum. We're training land managers of the future, so these students can actually see real application of the landscape recovery and then take that out into industry.
Landscape recovery encompasses more than just the land. It's about community too. We want to involve local people in the project, and we will be engaging with stakeholders across the valley.
I think humans are so good at taking what they want, and we're very rarely considering what the wildlife will want for. So people to actually start talking about wildlife corridors, linking up different ecosystems, fantastic idea. But I'd like to think it's got the opportunity to either be nationally or if not internationally significant, because we're also on a migratory route for a whole range of species as well. The potential is absolutely brilliant.
This work aims to ensure that this valley, full of history, community and livelihoods, is and remains resilient in a changing natural, political and economic environment. We are doing today what is right for tomorrow, from heaths to sea.